Another Catholic diocese is facing charges that one of its priests abused children. 4 men are suing the Diocese of Worcester, saying Father David Holley molested them when they were kids in the 1960s. New England Cable News reporter Tom Bridey says the men filed suit because of what they perceive as the Church's failure to respond to their allegations.
And if more people are aware...
Phil Saviano says he has always had trouble saying no. He says that problem dates back to his childhood, when he attended the St. Denis Catholic Church in East Douglas, Massachusetts, and delivered newspapers to a priest named David Holley.
He probably thought I was a gift from heaven, because all he had to do was sit in the rectory and I would just show up on the doorstep.
Over the course of 18 months, Saviano says, Father Holley won the boy's confidence with card tricks and jokes. Eventually, he says, Holley molested him on at least 5 occasions.
And I remember the first day that he actually exposed himself to us. It was myself and a couple other kids that were there inside the main entrance of the church.
Charges of sexual abuse by Roman Catholic priests are hardly new here in Massachusetts, not after cases like James Porter's and Paul Connolly's became public late last year. What makes the Holley story different than the rest is that it marks the first time in recent memory that such a case has resulted in a lawsuit.
Saviano never discussed his experience until 4 months ago, when an article about David Holley appeared in the Boston Globe. Now he and 3 other men who grew up in other parishes where Father Holley served are suing the Diocese of Worcester. Saviano and his attorney say the reason for the suit is simple. The Worcester Diocese has done nothing to address or resolve the problems that they say Father Holley created.
We have absolutely no indication that they are interested in investigating what Father Holley might have done from his first assignment in Grafton back in the early 60s until the time that he was sent to a treatment center in New Mexico. So we have really hit a stone wall.
David Holley served in Massachusetts parishes between 1960 and 1972. According to legal documents and published reports, he was then sent to the Servants of the Paraclete, a New Mexico religious center that specializes in the treatment of pedophiles. But in New Mexico, Holley apparently molested even more children. He later retired, and last year, after being sued by some of his alleged victims there, he moved to Maryland. This spring, he was arrested and returned to New Mexico, where he pleaded guilty to 8 felony counts ranging from sodomy to molestation of a minor. He faces the possibility of life in prison.
Do you understand you're giving up your right to present evidence on your own behalf and to use the subpoena powers of the state of New Mexico to compel the attendance of witnesses of your choosing to appear in testimony? Yes, Your Honor.
According to the lawsuit being filed in Worcester County by attorneys Matt McNamara and Eric McLeish, the Worcester Diocese knew or reasonably should have known of Holley's abuse of children. A lawyer for the diocese declined comment, saying he had not seen a copy of the complaint. But Saviano says he is ready for a fight.
I want them to take some responsibility, and if they feel that they have no responsibility, then to prove it. And I'll tell you, I'm not real happy about sitting here talking to you guys about my childhood sexual experiences with a priest. And I'm not real happy about having to file a lawsuit and all that entails. But I'll be damned if I'm going to sit back and let this kind of stuff go on. They have told us that there will be no funding for therapy. They have yet to come out with a policy to address this issue in the Worcester Diocese. I feel, if they say that they didn't have any problems with Holley when he was in Worcester and he didn't start acting out until he was in New Mexico 10 years later, I say, fine, open up your files and prove it. So that's what I'm after.
Tom Bridey, New England Cable News.